Hey guys, I'm Dan Hooker, and we're about to break down the massive UFC 254 card. Headlining that event, Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Justin Gaethje. So we'll get into it. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. We're starting with the one of the first prelims of the night. Is a lightweight contest. Joel Alvarez versus Alexander Yakovlev. Yakovlev is 3-5 in the UFC. Alvarez 2 wins, 1 loss in his UFC career. He's got wins over Joe Duffy and Danilo Belluardo. So those were Alvarez. 2 of those wins are also finish wins. He's running back-to-back finish wins. Both of these fighters in this context are 6'3". Alvarez has the reach advantage. He has a massive for lightweight 77-inch reach. And I'm leaning towards him. Alvarez is running with the momentum, and he has the reach advantage. I'm picking Alvarez via decision in this one. Next fight off the blocks is a prelim at a catchweight, 140 pounds, Casey Kenny versus Nathaniel Wood. Now, Nathaniel Wood is a fighter that I've been watching for a very long time, and I rate his skills very highly. This is an interesting one because Casey is the favorite, paying $1.47, and Nathaniel Wood is a dog at $2.55. So I'm actually going with the dog in this fight. Nathaniel Wood, I feel like he's a hot young prospect, and he's actually ranked in the global rankings. He's ranked above Casey Kenny. He's ranked at number 16 in the world. Casey Kenny is ranked 22 in the world. So I'm picking the higher ranked Nathaniel Wood. He's coming off a decision win. I just feel like skill for skill, he's one of the most talented in the world. And so that's your first dog of the evening, Nathaniel Wood. Okay, moving up, prelim in the 125-pound division, Liana Loja Jojua versus Miranda Maverick. Another close fight, very close in the flyweight rankings globally. There are only 5 spots separate them. But for mine, it's got to be Miranda Maverick. She's on a 3-fight win streak. 2 exhibition bouts as well in Invicta. So she's actually on a 5-fight win streak. She's doing very well. And I'm leaning towards her. So I'm going Miranda Maverick via decision in that one. Next one, at the light heavyweight division, the man Sam Alvey is fighting Zhong. And Sam Alvey, if you don't know, he's an incredibly experienced UFC fighter. He's been competing in that, I'd say he's one of the most long-standing gatekeepers in the UFC's light heavyweight division. He floats between light heavyweight and middleweight, but he's got a very tall ass. Sam Alvey, very, very, hit and miss record, 33-14. He's had 2 fights in the UFC, both finishes. And altogether, he's running an incredible streak. 12-fight win streak. So I feel like the momentum's going to side with Zhong. Let's take a quick look. Quick look at the odds. Heavy favorite for Zhong, $1.20. Sam Alvey, $3.95. I would love to put some money on that, but I just don't think he's going to get it done. And I'm going to side with Zhong via decision. I'm going with the decision because just how tough old Sam Alvey's chin is the reason why there. Next up, Alex the Cowboy Oliveira, incredible fighter to watch, versus Rakmanov, fighter out of Kazakhstan. He's the number 1 ranked Kazakhstani. Alex Oliveira is ranked 28th in the world. We'll take a little quick look. Where's my odd? Oh, here we go. Alex Oliveira, heavy favorite in this one. Very experienced fighter. 22-8 is his record. He's on a 2-fight win streak over Peter Sabata and Max Griffin. So 2 very top fighters. Rakmanov is 12-0, so he's undefeated at the moment. But he's making his UFC debut. He's coming from M1 Global. If you don't know, M1 Global is one of the top promotions out of Russia, and it's incredibly hard to make your name for yourself in their M1 challenge. I just feel like the UFC experience of the Cowboy Oliveira will get the job done in this one. I'm going Oliveira. I'll actually go Oliveira TKO. I feel like he's one of the more heavy-handed fighters at welterweight. So I'm going Oliveira via TKO. Moving up the card. Stefan Struve versus the Australian Toivasa. Both have had some pretty hard runs as of late. It's, the heavyweight is the most difficult division to make a solid run at. Toivasa coming off 3 losses after being undefeated at 10-0. Stefan Struve also coming off a loss. Toivasa, I feel like he just carries, he's the heavier puncher of the two. And Stefan Struve, being a taller fighter, he doesn't like it so much when people just get in there and swing on him. And Toivasa is one of the most fearless heavyweights out there with his hands. And so I feel like he's going to come in, and I'm going Toivasa via knockout. Stefan Struve is actually the favorite. He's actually the favorite at the moment, but I'm going to go Toivasa via knockout. Next, Magomed Ankalaev versus Ion Kutilaba. This was actually surprising to me because if we take a look at the odds, Kutilaba is a $3.10 underdog. Magomed is a $1.30 favorite. Now that was weird to me because I thought that this, from the outside looking in, this was an incredibly close contest. Magomed's on a 4-fight win streak. Ion Kutilaba, I think he actually got coronavirus and had to pull out, or this fight's being rescheduled. This fight's been rescheduled twice. That'll be due to Ion Kutilaba having coronavirus, but still, I feel like that $3.10. I'm leaning towards that's my second dog of the evening. I'm going Nathaniel Wood, and I'm also going Ion Kutilaba. If it's going to be by anything, it's going to be KO. That boy's got some heavy hands. That's why they call him the Hulk. $3.10. That's another underdog pick for this UFC card. Moving on, Lauren Murphy versus Shakirova. Lauren Murphy is the favorite in this one, $1.27. Lilia Shakirova, $3.45. Now, Lauren Murphy, she's been in the UFC for a very long time now. This Shakirova is making her UFC debut, so a very, very tough name to pull in your very first fight in the division. Lauren Murphy running a 3-fight win streak, and I don't feel like that's going to get changed this weekend, so I'm not going with the dog on this one. Even as $3.45 is quite tasty, I'm not going to go with her in this one. I'm picking Lauren Murphy via decision. Moving on. 4 fights left on the card. Phil Hawes versus Jacob Mcconnell. So Jacob Mcconnell is 4-0, undefeated, and he's making his UFC debut. This is one of the training partners of Robert Whittaker, so they would have been doing this camp. Robert Whittaker in the co-main event, and I'm very excited for this one. His camp and his management team speak very highly of him, and he's fighting 8-2 Phil Hawkes. Now, Phil is currently ranked 101st best middleweight fighter in the world, and he's running a 4-fight win streak. He's got a win on the Contender Series, and so he's getting his debut in the UFC here as well. So 2 fighters meeting for their debuts. I got to back the undefeated Jacob Mcconnell. He's from a very strong team, strong camp. They speak very highly of him. From what we've seen in his 4-fight career, he's been incredibly impressive. So I'm going Jacob Mcconnell via decision. 3 fights remain on the card. Heavyweight, Alexander Volkov versus Walt Harris, the number 7th ranked fighter versus the number 10 ranked heavyweight in the world. Alexander Volkov, he's coming off that decision loss to Curtis Blades when he was out-wrestled by Curtis Blades, which is no knock on him. Curtis Blades is the best heavyweight wrestler in the world. Walt Harris coming off ground and pound knockout loss to Alistair Overeem. That was a good back and forth contest. Walt Harris actually had Overeem hurt in that fight multiple times. but Overeem getting the TKO win. For this one, I'm going with Volkov, the taller fighter. Both strikers in this one. Will Harris has incredibly powerful hands, but I just feel like Alexander Volkov, being the taller fighter, will be able to keep him at range and pick him apart. So I'm going Volkov via decision in this one. Now he's only paying $1.50, so I'm siding with the favorite. 2 fights left. Close matchup. Jared Cannonier versus Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker, obviously coming off a win, losing his title to Israel Adesanya, turning everything around in his last fight against Darren Till with the decision win. Jared Cannonier is running a 3-fight win streak over some incredibly tough names. David Branch, knockout. Anderson Silva, finished by a leg injury, round 1. And Jack Hermanson, uppercut and ground and pound, 20 seconds into round 2. I have to back. I just feel like Robert Whittaker has more tools in the toolbox of the two. Jared Cannonier, incredibly powerful striker, big strong guy, has competed at heavyweight, light heavyweight, and kind of found his feet now at middleweight. So he's a very big, strong, powerful guy. I just feel like Robert Whittaker can change things up a bit too much. He can wrestle, he can punch, he can kick. He has a better understanding of position. So I'm fine. That's our fourth dog of the day, Robert Whittaker at $1.95. Close fight, but we're still going with the dog. Main event, Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Justin Gaethje. Gaethje is the huge dog at $3.40, and initially when this fight first got put together, I was more leaning towards Justin Gaethje, thinking that he's done very well in his he's got a collegiate wrestling history. But as this fight draws closer, I'm leaning more and more towards the champ, Khabib Nurmagomedov, purely because everyone in Justin Gaethje's history leading up to the title, or in his UFC career, he's fought predominantly strikers. If you go back and look, Michael Johnson, Cowboy Cerrone, Barboza, James Vick, all of these guys that he's had to fight to earn his shot at the title are striking-based fighters. So he spent his entire UFC career fighting striking fights. Now he's going to get to the title, and he's going to fight the best wrestler in the world in Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib, 28-0, undefeated, said he's going to get 2 more, then retire. I don't see things changing very much in this one. I feel like Khabib Nurmagomedov, tough contest. I feel like it'll go all 4 rounds, but I'm going Khabib Nurmagomedov via decision. So that's your wrap up for UFC 254. Hope you enjoy the fights. Thank you.